hello everyone. Thanks for coming. So let's try to have some very honest, open discussion about how to be a better chess parent. So I have a lot of experience, and I've already heard some of you explain your practical problems you are facing as a chess parent. So first thing is like, what is the role of a chess parent? What are we supposed to do? And many of us probably don't know chess as a parent. And without knowing chess, how can I help my kids? So as I was saying, it's good if the parents don't know chess. So we don't add to the stress which the children are already facing. So it's very important to look at this issue not from the parent perspective, but from the child's perspective. So we want to look at what the child needs, not what I should be doing. So what the child needs from a parent. And if we can stick to that role, that will be fantastic for the children. So first thing we have to understand, the chess which was played maybe 1 or 2 decades before and the chess being played now is vastly different in many aspects. The game, because of the arrival of the computers, it has become more complex, more difficult to master, more difficult to learn, more difficult to master. So the game itself is becoming more tough. They have to do much more than what I could get away with when I was young. Now the kids have to do much, much more. So the burden on them from the technical aspects is already huge. So how to learn the game and master it, it's already a big challenge for the children. And they also have to handle non-chess issues, for example, the results. When they lose games, when they are playing a game and they don't know what to do, they are in an unfamiliar situation or in an uncomfortable situation on the board, they don't like the position they are playing, they realize they are in a bad position. So how to handle those things, it also adds to stress. So imagine I want to go to my hotel from here and they have a bus every 1 hour. So I see like in another 2 minutes the bus will leave. I run to catch the bus and the bus leaves. Right? Now I'm already under stress. So I have to wait 1 more hour to catch the next bus. What am I going to do? Oh, I should have started 3 minutes earlier. All this goes on in our mind. Similarly, when a child is playing in a game, the position is going like this. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad, sometimes they don't know whether it is good or bad, and they are already going through all those emotions. So their emotions are already, like there's a lot of fluctuation. So when they come out, they want it to come back to normal, all that fluctuation. But at that time, we should not make it even more stressful off the board as well. So we should try to calm them down so that next day they are able to go out there and give their best. So the role of a parent and a trainer is extremely important. If possible, we should be the pain removing bomb, not someone who adds more to an already stressful child. The child who is under stress already, we should not add to it. So what is happening to children world over these days? There is a lot of expectation from the parents. Every parent wants their child to do well, and it is nothing wrong. It's very natural expectation, but it is not always possible. Like every child is not going to become a grandmaster. Every child is not going to become a world champion or whatever we want them to be. So only few are going to do it and many are not going to do it. And we don't know whether our child will be the one who is going to do it or not. So first thing is we have to come into chess with a mindset, let me try, or let the child try. I will support as a parent, but if possible, without too much expectation. Because when we have too much expectation, first of all, we don't know whether the expectation is justified, right? On what basis we fix the targets? We raise our expectations bar high. On what basis? We are not the professionals. We don't know chess. So how can I say a child who does not know chess, a parent, I don't know chess, and I say he's going to become a grandmaster, right? So there is already a conflict from the beginning. So to maximize the chances of the child doing well, this is what, as a trainer, my focus is. How can we maximize the chances so the child can reach their potential, whatever it is? And we don't know what their potential is. So we simply accept, as a parent, we can only provide. So this is one of the main roles. So for a child to become a strong player, first thing we have to realize, it is a process. It is a journey. Just like a child goes through first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. Now a third grade child won't know calculus, won't know algebra, won't know trigonometry, right? Won't know many scientific concepts. So they will only know maybe ABCD, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe simple addition, simple subtraction. So we should not expect a third grade child to know what an 8th grade child should be knowing. Similarly in chess, they are going to learn chess gradually, step by step. And since they have not learned everything, and they are going to make mistakes. Since they don't know the game well, they are only learning, and they are all at different stages of learning. At every stage, they are going to make mistakes. So if the child is 1200, they are going to make many mistakes. And the same child, when he becomes 1500, they are still going to make mistakes. When they become 2000, they are still going to make mistakes. When they go 2400, they are still going to make mistakes. So don't have this expectation that you have been playing chess for 5 years, so why are you still making mistakes? If they play for 50 years, they will still be making mistakes. So simply accept it and don't worry too much about it. So if your children are making mistakes on the chessboard, it's very normal. So don't lose sleep. Your heartbeat should not 5,000 per second. Okay, so calm down. And the other important thing, so please understand, it's a journey, it's a process, and not everyone is going to complete the journey. Many children quit chess at different stages. So are we going to contribute to extending the journey or to stop the journey midway? So many parents, they also use this blackmail technique. Many of you could be familiar, like, you are not serious. If you don't do well in this tournament, I'm going to stop you from, I'm not going to take you to tournaments anymore. I'm going to stop your training. Many parents take this kind of an approach. They say, like, you are not serious. I'm spending so much money. I'm spending so much time. I have other kids to take care. I'm leaving them all at home, and I'm running behind you, and you are losing like this, right? So we are always giving feedback, and many times it is judgmental. We are judging them that you are not good, you are not serious, you are not putting the effort, and so on. And how many of us would appreciate, would like others to judge us on a minute-to-minute or hour-to-hour basis? Would we have a peaceful life if others are judging us all the time? It will be tough, right? So what is very important is for the children to play without being judged on a game-to-game basis. And for this, my suggestion, if you are not a chess player, when your children are playing chess, maybe you should be listening to music, or read some storybooks, or do some knitting, or do whatever, watch some movies, or talk to other parents, go for a jog, go to gym, anything but watch the games. Okay, because when you watch the game and you don't know chess, the computers will say you should play bishop f4, you should play knight f5, and then when the child comes, why you didn't play knight f5? Oh, why you missed bishop f4? You could have won the game so easily, right? So, but even for grandmasters, like if the engine does not say knight f5, I won't see knight f5. I've been a coach 20 years, player 20 years. Many positions, if you give me, I'll make hundreds of mistakes. So if such an experienced player, a grandmaster, can make mistakes, why not a young child who is just learning, right? So those of you who don't know chess, blessed, don't watch the games. Now, so what is the role of a parent? So for that, we have to realize what a child needs. So the child needs, let us look at it from two different angles. One, what the child needs from the outside world, right, to become a good player. They need some things from the outside world which they don't have. And two, the child needs something within to become a good player, right? Now, what parents we should do, we should first make sure whatever they require from the outside world, we try to provide those things. Now, what are they? One, the parent support. If the parent says, no, I don't want you to play chess, so then it becomes tough for the child to play the game, isn't it? So the parent support is critical. I believe you are all fine with this. You all are supportive. Second, and in this, if you can add another class, without expectation. Okay, because, like let's say, you want your children to love you with many terms and conditions or not, without terms and conditions. Which would be better? It would be better without terms and conditions, right? I will love you if you give me potato chips, one Coca-Cola at 11 o'clock, chicken fry at 3 o'clock. Subject to these terms and conditions, I will love you, right? So if you can support your child, why I'm saying this, you might ask, is it possible to be like that? If you ask any, so there are some grandmasters here, 30s, 40s. If you ask the grandmasters who are in their 30s and 40s now, why your parents let you play chess? For example, my parents, they don't know whether I am a grandmaster or international master. They don't know. And they don't care. Okay, now you ask yourself, like, did your parents send you to school and every day? Did you do your homework? Did you study for this test? Did you do the project? Were they treating us like that? Many of us would say no, right? They just let us go to school, learn in our own way, in our own pace, and we all turned up good, right? We did not become any evil character like in movies, right? We all ended up fine. So probably our children also needs that trust from us, that they will end up in a good place at the end. So no need to get too much stressed up about this. So if you can support your children without too much expectation, then what should be my expectation? Like, I want my child to just enjoy playing chess. It should make him happy, so I am supporting. Now, the child will enjoy and be happy with chess if he is improving, right? And that's what you want, right? You want your child to improve. But instead of focusing on improvement directly, just focus on him or her playing chess and being happy, because the children are playing chess not to meet our expectations. They are playing chess because they love it. So it's very important, if they have to sustain, it is that passion they have for the game that will give them the strength to continue in difficult times. When they lose a game and come out, I still want to do well in this game. So that passion, they should never lose. And if we make chess all about winning every day, not losing at all, we are being very unrealistic. And this will put enormous stress on the already stressed out young children. They are already stressed because they have to learn so much. They are already stressed because there is so much competition around them. So we should not compound to that. And so what are the external things? One, the parent support. Two, the school support, very crucial. In many countries, in the schools, they don't encourage their children to travel, to play in competitions. They expect the children to come to school every day. This is a big challenge in many countries. So you have to find a solution, maybe homeschooling, or find a school where they agree to give space to children to travel and play in tournaments, because it is very important for children to compete, to go and fight with the other children on the board. They have to learn how to compete with other children. And if they don't participate in competitions, they will never learn. And children learn very quickly when they play in tournaments more often. So when you take them to more tournaments, they learn faster. They also learn faster. So the children's learning should happen in three ways. One, with a trainer. It can be individual training, one-to-one training, or it can be group training. So many parents think the children will learn more in individual training or one-to-one training because my child will get all the attention, right? We think all the attention of the coach will be on my child, so he will learn more. No. It's not about the attention the child gets from the coach, but the effort which the child puts during the class. That is going to decide whether the child will learn more or not. Right? So it is the child's effort that is going to decide whether the training is worth the effort or not. So when the child, for example, in India, I never teach children individually, one-to-one. I always teach children in groups. Like Pragnananda, some of you might have heard of him. He has never learned individual sessions. He has never had individual sessions with me. I'm always teaching along with other children. So children, they learn better in groups many times because they are not only learning from the coach, they are also learning from other children. So they learn more. So if there is one child who is very disciplined, hardworking, good concentration, then other children will learn these qualities from that child. So group training is very useful. So if you don't have access to individual training, please go for group training. Don't think it's a bad idea. So apart from training, the children also learn on their own effort. This is the most important way to learn the game. So one, I said, they should learn from coaches. This will accelerate the process. They have to learn by playing in tournaments. This is very important. So if you are not taking them to enough tournaments, their growth is going to be very gradual. Children are capable of growing like this. But if we don't take them to tournaments, it will be gradual. So playing more is useful. And the third, most important, the children should self-learn through their own effort at home. So this the parents can teach and the coaches should also emphasize. So the children, they should learn chess on their own without anyone's help from books, from computer databases. They have to learn on their own. This parents can encourage. So we have to teach the children, you have to learn yourself. You say you are interested in chess. So prove it by learning chess on your own. So you can ask the coaches to suggest book names. You can get those books for the children. And you can come up with a plan. Okay, you come back from school on Monday at this time. So have a half an hour break. and then do 1 hour homework, and then play some sport for half an hour, then see chess for 1 hour, then dinner time, maybe half an hour chess, then go to bed. So you can make a schedule, daily schedule for the child, and bring some chess practice into it. So many parents, one mistake they do, they outsource their children's learning to coaches. They think whatever my child has to learn should be from the coach. But probably only 20 to 30% of the learning is happening from the coach. And 20 to 30%, it will happen when they play tournaments. And 20 to 30%, maybe 30 to 40%, it should happen at home. So home preparation is extremely important. So you should request the coach to teach the child what they should be preparing at home, which topics they should be preparing, and how to prepare. So this, the children should learn from the coach, and children should start working on their own. That is the yardstick with which you can measure whether your child is interested in chess or not. If a child is very keen on chess and ambitious, then without anyone telling them, they should be going to chess. Chess should attract them like a magnet. So when they come from school, they should go to chess. And it's not a bad quality. And it just shows they are passionate, and they are ambitious, and they are responsible. They realize, I have to be responsible for my own growth. So you have to encourage these qualities in your children. Not enforce, but encourage. And so the parent support is important. School support is important. In school, you have to get permission to skip school and play in tournaments. And typically a chess tournament, you can see maybe 7 to 9 days. So they'll be off from school. So how they balance, and it is the young children, what we have to realize, they have tremendous potential. So I always, like, I'm interacting with the coaches also. This is what I'm trying to stress even there. The young brains are so intelligent, so powerful. They are fantastic in learning. They are like fantastic learning machines. So we should teach the children, you are playing chess not to make me happy, not to meet my expectations. I am an adult. I can handle my expectations myself. So I'm not going to impose it on you. You are doing this for yourself. It makes you happy. You want to do well in this, so do whatever it takes, and I am there for you. So this approach will also teach the children that they are responsible for their success or failure, and everything depends on me now. So as parents, we can provide money, we can plan the tournaments, we can plan their schedule, we can arrange coaches, we can talk to the school, we can take them to tournaments, we can see that they sleep well, they eat well, they prepare well. But beyond this, there is not much we can do as parents. And even if we do all of this perfectly, it does not guarantee anything. It does not guarantee anything. So we have Microsoft, Google, so many big companies in the world. Now, if success can be bought, then it is all this Google's son will be the world chess champion or world tennis champion, isn't it? Because they can afford the best, isn't it? So just because we provide, it does not guarantee success. It only lays a very good foundation on which the building can be built. Now this building has to be built by the child only, with the help of parents and coaches. So the child's role is the key, not our role. So this we have to realize. So if many parents, we think, I'm sacrificing so many things, like I have my job, I'm taking leave and traveling with you, I'm earning hard-earned money, I'm spending it on you, I'm taking you to coaches, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But this does not make them better chess players, isn't it? Right? If someone takes me to a gym, do I become strong? or the exercise I do in the gym makes me strong, right? So we are only doing everything to make sure whatever the child needs from the outside world, those needs are met. But now there are some qualities which the child needs within. And one is talent, reasonable amount of talent. They don't have to be a super talent, but reasonable. Chess should not be too difficult from the word go. So if they are reasonably talented, it's fine. And it's very difficult to judge whether a child is talented or not. And especially for a non-professional, non-chess player. So we should not think, I'm smart, my husband or wife is smart, so 1 + 1, the child is smart, so the child is grandmaster. It doesn't work like that. And also, because my child is good in maths, my son or daughter is good in academics, they are brilliant, so they are great chess players. No. Someone who is very bad in math can be a good chess player. So those two have very less in common. So we simply can't judge whether our child is talented or not. Only some experienced trainers can do that. So let us not even worry about it. So don't become curious to find out, is my child talented or not? Because you need other qualities than talent to be successful. There are many talented children who are going nowhere because they lack other qualities. So what are the other qualities? So one, the hardworking ability. So now, hard work is not a bad word. So if a child is passionate about something and they are ambitious, they want to achieve great things in chess, it cannot be done by not working on chess, right? If I want to have a good health, I have to focus on how much I eat, what exercise I do, how much sleep I get, isn't it? Now, I eat what I like, I will not sleep well, and I don't do exercise, and I want to be healthy. It's not practical. So similarly, if the child has to do well, he has to work. He or she has to work. And don't feel bad if your child is kind of addicted to chess. In a way, it's a good quality if they are ambitious. So in India, I would expect my students to be addicted to chess. So they should be like thinking about chess all the time. And that shows their commitment, their determination, their passion, and that they are being responsible. That I know just wishing things is not going to get me those things. I have to earn them. So your children should earn success. They should deserve success. They should become deserving. And this they should learn by their own effort. So the hardworking thing we have to encourage. And they should be ambitious. Not everyone has to be ambitious. You can play chess to improve your personality, to improve your concentration, or to just stay away from video games. There can be many reasons. I'm only focusing on ambitious because you are in World Championship. So I'm assuming all your children are ambitious. So if they are ambitious, it helps because it provides a sense of direction to put more effort. It's like the lighthouse when I'm in a boat in a dark ocean. If I have an aim, I know this is where I have to go. So if they have an aim, so to become a grandmaster, what I should learn? So they can start putting effort to learn those qualities. So this hardworking quality. And the most critical quality is the learning ability. And this, most coaches and parents don't focus on this. Every child learns in different ways, in their own speed. So if we teach same thing in a classroom full of kids, at the same time, all the children will not learn the same thing. Every child will learn different things. Some children will learn more, some children average, some children very less. It is possible. So, like I said, a child can be very poor in math and excel in chess. So we say the child is brilliant or stupid. We can't judge. So they can simply be good at something and very poor at other things. It's very normal. Same for us. So if they are not good at chess, it does not mean they are like not intelligent child or anything. So they are simply not for chess. They are made for better things. That's it. And if after some years of chess, what is the worst thing that can happen? They can play chess for 5 years, 7 years, and they did not do well. So we say goodbye to chess. But they still would have learned so many good things in those 5 or 7 years. So we should be happy with that. It would have made them some positive contribution to their personality. So my suggestion, we have to teach the children one very important thing. One, they have to work on their own at home. The self-work is very important. Don't outsource the learning to coaches. Second, they should not be playing for win in every, like the results, and they should not be focusing on their rating. This is extremely important for their growth. If they are too much stressed on rating, they will always be, while playing the game, instead of thinking about the position, they will be thinking about the rating. And this is very harmful for the child. So we should not contribute to this process where they are stressed out about the rating. Many parents, like even in training, I used to say to the coaches, and all coaches agree, like the children are more afraid to play against lower rated opponents than higher rated opponents, simply because they know if I lose to a higher rated opponent, maybe I will lose 4 or 5 points, which is okay. But if I lose to a lower rated player, I will lose 20, 25, 17, something like this, a huge chunk, right? So that is why this is coming. And this is a recent phenomena. Only after the rating list has become monthly. Earlier, the rating list used to come once in 6 months. So the parents and the children will not know what is happening to the rating. But now we have many websites like Chess Results, where on a game-to-game basis, they are showing you are increasing 5 points, you are losing 12 points. So this. Now, if you ask Pragnananda, any tournament is playing, and he is like now 2687. So if he increases 13 points, he will be 2700, which is a big milestone. But when he is playing a tournament, after 6 rounds, if you just ask him, do you know what is happening to your rating? And if you ask this to any child coming out from here, you can do an experiment. Just go and ask a random child how many points you are increasing after the game. When they come out, they know already. They know already how many points they are losing. And you ask other parents, you all know, right? You all know how many points your child is losing or gaining already after 2 rounds? How does it matter? So why are we stressing on this? This adds too much stress on your child's mind. Imagine you go to a swimming pool, you tie 2 rocks to your child's leg and put him in water. And you say, now swim, baby. Can he swim? Well, he may be a good swimmer, but this rating pressure is like stones around his leg. He cannot be a good swimmer. So we have to remove this stone from his leg. This is a parent's role and a coach's role. So we should not, my suggestion, don't even look at the rating when the lists are published. Every month they publish on the 1st, right? So you can say January, July, I'll check my child's rating. Okay? Every January and July, I will look at rating. No, just ask yourself, would you like to be judged by your family members on a hourly basis, or every half an hour, or once in a day, or once in a week, once in a month, or once in a year, or never judged at all? So at least make it less frequent, right? Because what the children need is that space to learn. And to learn, they have to make mistakes. If they do everything perfect from the word go, what is there to learn? Right? If they know everything, they make no mistakes, you have a perfect stockfish as a child. No worries, right? So you need to give them space to learn by doing things incorrectly. And the mistakes they make are not because they are bad, are not because they are weak. They are making these mistakes, one, because they are not working hard enough at home to learn the game. Without learning the game, how can you avoid mistakes? Right? So teach them to work hard at home. That is a direct way or an indirect way to reduce the mistakes. So focus on the hard work they do at home. Teach them. This way they can make less mistakes. And even very hardworking children, they still make mistakes. Even strong players make mistakes. So don't focus too much on the mistakes and results. So these are the two things you should never focus. One, on the rating of your child, and two, whether they won the game or lost the game today. So when the children come out, don't ask them what happened to your game. Did you win or did you lose? Because what is the thing we are teaching by asking this question? That I will judge you, and that judgment is based on your result. You play a bad game, win, I am happy. This is what we are teaching them. You play a good game and lose, I am sad. I will be disappointed with you. Now, how can a child be motivated to learn chess and play good quality chess? It will be very hard for them. So we should teach them, we should facilitate their learning. And the learning happens when they change how they look at things. And the learning happens when they are introduced to new things and they put some effort to get better at it. So we should focus, instead of rating and result, we should focus on two other things. What are the two other things? One, they put very good effort. Why? Not to win, but to learn. So the effort which the child puts to learn the game and the growth that is happening as a result. This is what we should be focusing. So your child should put a good effort when they are preparing at home. Your child should put a good effort when they play in tournaments. Your child should put good effort when they attend training sessions with coaches. The effort they put to learn should be very good, and because of that good effort, they should learn, and because they are learning, they are improving, and because they are improving, they are getting good results. Now, this is the only sustainable path. So if we bypass learning, we don't expect our child to put good effort, we don't want our child to learn, but we want the child to become a good player. And this is where all the problems and tension come. So for example, I have many students, I don't ask them what is their result, I don't know what their rating is, I don't care. Because what I care is, in the long run, they should be good players. So for that, every day they should learn something good through good effort. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you today. So possibly it's too much. Maybe something which you cannot agree or accept. But as a professional trainer, I feel this is my personal view. You may have other views. I'm perfectly fine with that. So I just wanted to share my experience and views on this. So any questions you have? Yeah.
How we know what is the right person who can train our son? How we know when we must make a change? Because many parents, they are change the trainer when they see something. What must be this something to see from the parents? How we must judge?
Yeah, how we know whether my child is going to a good coach or the coaching is not effective? How would I know? So I can change and put him to a better coach, right?
Yes.
So it's impossible to do this as a parent. Very hard. So that's why I say, just let us be practical. And now I don't know anything about medicine. Now let's say my friend or relative falls sick, and which hospital I should go, which doctor I should go. How do I know? What gives me the authority to judge a doctor? I don't have any information. So maybe I can ask my friends or a doctor friend. So the doctor friend will say, go to this doctor, so I can go. But that does not make that doctor a good doctor. It's just one individual's opinion, even though it's a professional opinion, right? So, but what I'm trying to say is, don't worry about these things, because that is not the deciding factor. What I said, the coaches you arrange, the tournaments you take, the money you spend, the time you spend with the children for tournaments, these are not going to guarantee anything. You understand? So this is not going to guarantee anything. You are just facilitating a process, that's all. You are not guaranteeing the outcome. So don't worry about the effectiveness of the trainer, because do we have very good trainers in all cities of the world? All towns, all villages in the world, we have very good trainers. So if X is not good, can I go to Y automatically? No. In many places, there are not good trainers available. So be happy you have access to a trainer, right? And the trainer also, just like your child, learning and getting better. So we don't know at which phase we are going to him. Maybe he has already gone much better, or still is beginning to learn that becoming a better trainer. So don't worry about this. So as parents, we should worry only about two things: the effort which your child puts in learning the game. And they play in tournaments not for result. They are playing this tournament not to win the world championship, or not to increase 100 points or 200 points. They are playing this tournament to learn chess, how to play chess better. So let me say, if the child does incredibly bad in this tournament, but after 3 years they become a grandmaster, do you have anything to complain? Do you have anything to say like, no, you became a grandmaster, but in 2022 September in Romania, in that tournament you played horribly. Is that what you are going to cling on to, right? So what is happening to them today in this tournament, in the long run, it does not matter. Do you know what happened to them in August, June, July, April, January 2022? What happened? We have forgotten already, right? We are worried about today. So what we are doing, we are focusing only on what is happening now, and we are losing the big picture, what we want them to be. So don't judge them on today, this tournament, not important. So teach them, children, this, that you are playing there to learn, not to increase rating, not to win every game they play, or not to play a flawless game. It's not going to happen. They are not going to win every game. They are not going to increase rating in every tournament they play. They are bound to lose games. They are bound to lose rating. It's going to happen. It's going to be like this, the journey. So if you want the graph to be like this, they have to learn. So they have to learn at every opportunity. And tournaments are a good opportunity to learn. So 1 or 2 years, let them learn, and then they'll become better players, and then you can start expecting results. So don't worry about the coach aspect too much. So if you keep jumping with the coaches, we think it is the coaches who are going to produce champions. No.
So I have one question. It's more about anxiety in kids, especially in these relay tournaments. They try to look up the opponent game, and where they are in a situation they don't know the opening that the opponent is playing, the anxiety really builds up in child. Oh, I have not played this. I I don't know how to handle. So how do we tackle such situations? As a parent, I don't know chess. So how to encourage kids or how to handle such situations, or what they can do to handle such situations?
Yeah. So my suggestion is, many of you would already have realized that your children have a lot of stress, right? Every time they lose games, they become very upset, they cry, they lose confidence. Sometimes when they lose in second round, the whole tournament is gone just because of one loss, right? Next day they go and lose, and then they lose confidence, right? So you have to teach the children, and why all that is happening is because they know there is always one or two people who are going to judge me after every game. And this is the problem. Children can handle losses better than adults if we leave them alone. So when a child loses a game, ask them to go and play with children, ice cream, or maybe read some book, listen to music, play with children, take them to beach for a walk, tell them stories, make them sing, anything but talk about the game. So many parents, they say, oh, let's call the coach in Japan, call them. Okay, I'm sending my game on Skype, check and tell me what mistake they made. So chess mistakes are not like pimples. You put some cream and then they go. They cannot be changed in a day or two. If that is the case, in 2 tournaments we can identify all their mistakes and solve all the mistakes, they become world champion in 20 days. So the mistakes they make, they are not easily solvable. It is tied to their personality. So there are 2 approaches for growth. One, identify weakness and try to eliminate, so they become perfect. Or build strength. So my suggestion would be to help them build strength. Learn new things, learn good things. And as they grow stronger, the weaknesses will disappear. It is like someone very thin goes to gym, does exercise and becomes strong. So we don't tell the person, you are weak, you are thin, and make him strong. You don't make a weak person strong by pointing out mistakes, by telling them what they are doing wrong. You only depress them, make them more depressed, right? So it's very important to not point out to the children what they are doing wrong. Instead, encourage them to do what is right without talking about what they are doing wrong. So for example, if a child is not eating healthy food, instead of saying you are always eating junk food, teach them, make them eat healthy food, and that's what you want. And you can do this without pointing out what they are doing wrong. When you point them what they are doing wrong, they'll become very self-conscious, and it will be very hard for them to change. So if a child says, Mommy, I don't know what my opponent plays, so just play what you know. Ultimately, that's all they can do, right? So you want to prepare 2 hours, do some preparation, and on the board, handle the problems. And this is very important. We cannot prepare a child for every eventuality. So the best approach is, whatever problem comes on the board, handle it by yourself. So this will give them a lot of confidence. So whatever problems you have, you handle.
Could you tell me please about all these young Indian players, under 16, under 18, and probably even younger? How do they combine chess with school? I mean, are they still going to go to high school or university, or they quit school just to play chess?
No, in India, they are not thinking too ahead. Like, can my child make a living out of chess at the age of 7? The parents are not worried about this. So the parents at a very young age And the schools also encourage, if the children want to go and play, they give the necessary permission in school to skip school and play. And sometimes they skip school to train. So the training and playing is very important part of chess growth. So the parents just try to do that, and they hope the children will become better. So at different stages, maybe when the child is in 10th grade or 12th grade in school, they reassess and they take a decision whether to continue or not.
Let's discuss about Ragananda. Is he going to still to school?
No, he's not going to school every day. He will go to school maybe 1 month in a year, and he'll give the final exam, that's it. He's not going to school every day. But he wants to be a world champion.
He will be.
No, that's a different story, but the thing is, like, according to the ambition, you have to make some sacrifices.
I want to ask, can you give us like practical advice so children will pay attention to ratings? Because obviously we can say, don't pay attention to ratings. But possibly they wouldn't listen because possibly there's something.
No, because many children have already learned to play importance to rating.
Yeah, but how sort of?
So for children, it's better through inspiration. So what works with children is not us telling them what they should do. And this is what many trainers and parents do. We think, okay, this is what is doing wrong, and this is the right thing they should do. So we tell them, okay, this is wrong, this is right, do this. But when we tell children to do things, they are not inspired. So for example, what I tell my fellow trainers when I'm having the session, like when the child goes out from your class, they should say, "Mummy, take me home quickly." Why? I want to see chess. I want to go home quickly and see more chess. So the coach's job is to inspire, to motivate, and they should learn on their own. We teach some things also, but we inspire them so much that they feel, I am competent to handle my problems. I am competent to self-learn. So inspire them, motivate them. You can use stories, examples. Without directly touching upon an issue, if you can tell an inspiring story, they will learn from the story much better. And they will link it with chess, what they have to do. So our thing is like we don't want them worrying about the results. We want them to go there and experiment, try new things, take risk, suffer some defeats, and move on. So we have to inspire and motivate through examples and stories.
Do you have any book suggestions which your favorites?
Okay, I used to suggest my students to read, there is a book, You Can Win. Okay, the title is misleading. You Can Win by Shiv Khera. It should be available on Google. So basically you need stories to inspire. So basically we have to give them the champion qualities. Like, can a champion say, if I lose, I will collapse? If I get into a trouble, I cannot fight back? If I get into a good position, I will become careless? So they should be alert, they should believe in themselves. A child should feel, I am capable. This confidence, as parents, we should contribute. By pointing out mistakes, what is going wrong, what they are doing wrong, we erode this confidence little by little on a day-to-day basis. And that is why children think, I can lose to a lower-rated player. Right? Normally, a child will never think like that I can lose to a lower-rated player.
Sorry again. You said that it's very important to play more tournaments and very often, and probably strong tournaments, not only in your country but abroad.
No, let's not worry about strong, weak.
Okay.
Initially.
Okay.
Initially, just play more.
Okay.
So we don't have to do everything perfectly. We should start the process and learn along the way.
What about when Prague or I don't know, Bucure or somebody they were very young and very prodigious, and they started to go to play tournaments outside India because they did it. Who covered the expenses, if you know?
The parents.
Parents?
Yes.
Great.
And once they, like in Prag's case, till he became an international master, they did not have any support. And after he became world's youngest international master, he got a sponsor. But till then, it was the parents. No, through chess, we can also change ourselves. We want our children to get better, right, in chess. So we should also become better chess parent.
What about managing 18 or 17 years old chess players? Or
It's the same for everyone, irrespective of age. But for, let's say, 16, 17, 18 children, they have already accumulated some things about chess, right? So maybe for 8 years or 10 years, they have got used to giving more importance to rating and result, and as a result become more pessimistic or lazy, not effective in learning. So these are all tough to correct. A good trainer can help.
So what resources would you recommend for them to study at their own?
There are many books, like the coach can guide, because for different level, different materials are available. So if you know the rating level of the player, we can suggest accordingly. So basically, like there are publishing houses like New in Chess, Quality Chess, Everyman Chess. So there are these 3 publishing houses, book publishing houses. You can just go to their website and they'll say bestsellers or top ranking books. So teach them to learn from books. It's a very good way. And maybe they should not be solving puzzles online. Instead, it's better to solve from books, positions from books. So probably this is already too much information. So just think about it, and you can give your feedback. So any other questions?
Can you play too many?
Huh?
Can you play too many?
It's very hard to say these things because 50 years ago, there was a world champion, 6-time world champion, supposed to be an expert. He said, you should not play too much. And now, like if you take Gukesh, I don't know when he's not playing. He's playing every day. Today he's here, tomorrow he's there, and he doesn't seem to get tired. He doesn't seem to prepare much. So my suggestion is let's not worry about these things. Parents, only 2 things: effort, learning. Everything else, I won't worry. If we worry about too many small things, we will lose the big picture. Only 2 things: effort, learning. Effort, learning. Child should put good effort and learn.
Yeah, how about the online games? Can they use online games like online tournaments?
So they learn from books, from databases, and then for fun they play online, it's okay. If they don't learn and only fun, it's not useful. The learning should happen every day, and then playing online is fun, which is fine. So playing online is not bad if daily preparation is happening. So teach them to work and learn.
Because the kids need to go as many as tournaments as they can, but sometimes can they just choose the online games as a replacement of OTP games as OTP tournaments?
Yeah, if there is nothing available, the paucity of tournaments, then this approach can be taken. But children will get addicted to online games, and the online games, they don't have to learn much to play in online games. So it becomes like a video game over a period of time.
So that's a huge difference.
Yes.
Regarding the
At a young age, it's better to play with humans. And it's better not to play against computers. It's better not to use analytical engines. So children these days, they are addicted to engines. when they are seeing games, openings, always the engine is on. So maybe till they are like 2200, 2300, no engine or very less engine. Because they are not using this guy. They should learn how to use this rather than the mouse.
How about the young players? If the parents or trainers not putting pressure and responsibility towards them, so they take their own responsibility. How they're facing with the frustration in case of, let's say, a bad tournament, some mistakes? So
No, we can teach them how to handle disappointments. See, for us, we have not lost on a chessboard, but we have lost many things in life, right? And we have been defeated or lost or gone through difficult moments in our life. So we are capable of teaching them. So teach them disappointments are normal part of life. You can always learn even from bad experiences. So how I tell, it's like we see win, draw, loss, right? So teach them win, draw, loss. It's like vanilla, strawberry, chocolate.
I'm not sure if it's the right way to ask this question, but I really want to know if there are any beautiful things that the kids can benefit from the chess, because we are talking about, as a parents, we always see lose and win and emotion times, and for younger kids, they need times to handle with their own emotions. So it's unavoidable to deal with the failure, and it's a beautiful thing that we can do and guide the children to see about this, and so inspire them to continue. Because I saw many talented kids, they discontinued just because many failures at the beginning. So I think the most important things to have a great player is just as a parents, we do something to nourish their passion. At the beginning, their game, so it is a game, so the children always have the interest to play games. The problem is they face a failure, but they still got the passions. So I just want to know if there are beautiful things or a beautiful way to guide the children to see the beautiful things, and not only just instead of lose or win, and just nourish their passions.
Yeah, I think like as a trainer, that's what I try to tell the trainers. Inspire the children, motivate, and the parents can also do this. So for example, in chess, we have opening, middle game, end game. And many parents are focused on openings. And because the parents are focused on openings, coaches are also focused on openings. And if you ask me, I've been in the training for like 25 years. And for 90 to 95% of my students, many of them are grandmasters, but when they came to me, they were like 1700 something. I don't know what openings they play. 90 to 95% of my students, I am their coach. I don't even know what openings they play, and I don't care. Because I want to teach them how to think, how to analyze. And I also teach them technical things, but it is mostly middle game and end game. So we have to teach the children that there is so much to learn. And children will have preferences. Some children will say, I want to learn only sidelines. I cannot learn mainlines. They are so big, so confusing. I cannot remember so much. I will forget. And some children will say, I don't like to play quiet chess. Some children say, I don't like end games. I hate end games. Some children, they don't want to take risk. They want to play safe. So there are all kinds of preferences with children. But what we have to emphasize is, when you start, you may have your own preferences. But as you grow, you should learn everything about chess. So in a team sport like soccer, there'll be a goalkeeper. He will have a different role. There'll be a striker. He will have a different role. So different individuals can play different roles. But in chess, the same person has to play all the roles. So he has to defend in difficult positions, he has to win in good positions, he has to play familiar positions, he has to play unfamiliar positions, he has to play a strong opponent, he has to play a weak opponent, he has to play in a game where the expected opening came, where the opponent surprised with an unexpected opening. All kinds of things he has to face. So they cannot simply say, I like this, I will learn only these things. I don't like these things, I won't learn these things. So at a very young age, we should tell them, you may start at any point, but you have to be good at everything. So be curious, be interested to explore and learn everything. And there is so much to learn, there is so much beautiful things to learn. Run behind them, not the rating. So how I see is, rating is like the shadow, and our effort is the person. So when I go, the shadow will follow. I don't even have to make sure. So if I put a good effort, you must trust the result will follow. So let's not focus on the shadow too much and not put any effort. So if I don't move here and there, the shadow will stay. So if I don't put effort, the results will not go anywhere. So inspire, motivate, open more doors. Okay? Thank you.